Hey everybody, happy Homebrew Wednesday. No brewing today, just an update for once. I've been brewing and doing all kinds of stuff. I did finish this little brew area room that I put the fermentation chamber in. It's a little more organized and functional now, less cluttered, and it was a mess. Anyway, I'll give you a quick tour. Organize the stuff on the walls. Yeah, I gotta get some tub for the grains. I just got them up there on the rack right now. Bottle caps, corn sugar, spigots, finings. My homemade bottle tree, which I built a long time ago. I mean, I built this area a while back for brewing. Yeah. I don't know if you guys, this is so crowded, I have a hard time getting a good visual. But, you know, built drawers, put a lot of stuff in here. And underneath, of course, there's all the bottled stuff, empty and bottled. I have so much going on now that, you know, I was, you know, the initials of what I've brewed on the bottle caps, but I am now starting to label again, which I used to do all the time. And of course, the first one is the Hockey Homebrew. It is bottled. I did a sample on the specific gravity, and I sampled the specific gravity. Tasted pretty good. Of course, this label's kind of crooked, but this is what you guys will be seeing. Oh, let's finish the tour. Got rid of the old system that was down here for fermentation. It's gone now. And of course, we've got this set up here. And I have 2 carboys in there right now. Hard to do with one hand. 2 that are in there now. I did tape to the carboy. That was a suggestion from Arrogant Bastard Ale and also Hockey Player. But this is my black rye PA. I was trying to come up with a name for it, and I came up with Black Betty. Kind of like Black Betty. I like the song, and it's Black History Month. It is as dark as a struck match, so I actually came up with a label. There's my Black Betty label. I hope that's coming in clear. So that'll get labeled in a while. It's still just 7 days in the fermentation primary. Probably the next 3 or 4 days I'll go ahead and rack that to secondary and dry hop with Simcoe, 1.5 ounces per. Let's see. I do want to do some shout outs. I've been getting some shout outs lately, and I want to give a few back. And also some that haven't shouted out, but they do reply a lot to a lot of the videos that I put up, and I want to thank them. Thank you guys. Arrogant Bastard Ale. This is in alphabetical order, so there's no preference here when I'm saying this. Arrogant Bastard Ale, B. Meyer, Bruin and Kewen, Calico Supply, Conduct 6T3, Cryptix 666, Dayton Brewing, Hat Trick, Itau, Hockey Player, Hockey Homebrew, the Home Beer Brewery, latest, Jake, CP Nut, I think it's CP Unit or whatever. I know you have a hard time with, everybody has a hard time with your name. Leaderham, Rick Tech 44, J. Poor, of course. I guess he's been knighted or dubbed the Homebrew Wednesday King by What's Brewing UK, and shout out to you as well. So speaking of the Hockey Homebrew Experiment, the Yeast Experiment, excuse me, this will be ready probably to drink. I'm thinking it's going to be early, but Sunday I'll be able to drink this, and it'll still be early. It probably should go a couple more weeks in the bottle, but I'm impatient, and this recipe, pretty good. It smells awesome. It it clears out just gorgeous. I mean, this thing is crystal clear. It smells great. It seems to have a good balance. It's I think you nailed the I don't, maybe the yeast has something to do with it too, but it really nailed the English bitter pretty good. There may be an issue with mine. It doesn't seem to have as much hop nose, and I don't know if I can't imagine yeast having anything to do with hop nose. So, because I did use all leaf hops, and I'm thinking that maybe the leaf hops that I got were old. So I'm hoping that wasn't the case, but if it was, I'm not using that person anymore. Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about too was some of the hops questions that are going on. I don't know if you guys got the latest Brew Your Own, but there's an article in there. Mr. Wizard, of course, writes answers to questions, and it's about using a hop back. And in here he does talk about the hop back, but he talks about the isomerization and the iso-alpha acids, but he also talks about how these are imparted. I mean, we're still talking about old school kind of thinking, I guess, but he does touch on some of the things that I think I had typed to Jake, and he touches on these, and I'll read a couple of excerpts. But I think you guys probably I know it's Jake, and there was one other that we were discussing the late hop additions. Okay, using the hop back article, I'm going to read a few paragraphs. Brewers who really like their beers with pronounced hop aroma figured out that if a half-batch style hop back was loaded up with hops before the kettle knockout, the resulting beer would be full of wonderful hop aromatics, but not hop bitterness. This is true because hop oils, the aroma, consistent of hops, are quickly extracted by hot wort, while hop bitterness requires hops to be exposed to boiling for a period of time. Now that doesn't read very well. Requires hops to be exposed to boiling wort, I would assume, for a period of time to isomerize alpha acids into their more bitter and soluble cousins, the iso-alpha acids. All right, a little further on in the late hop additions, especially when pellet hops are added to the kettle and are not removed from the wort until cooling is complete, frequently add bitterness to the beer in addition to aroma. And that kind of goes along what you were saying, Jake. Feature of late hop additions can be avoided if you're not trying to impart bitterness. If whole hops are used and then separated with a hop back. I would say using a bag would be the same way. So, and oh wait, he goes on to say that you can accomplish this similar effect by using a hop bag and removing the bag of pellets after the boil. Late hopping and hop backs both extract aroma compounds from the hops using hot wort, while dry hop, goes into dry hopping, and how they impart different types of astringency and flavors. So anyway, that kind of plays into what you're saying. I just don't know how that affects, you know, the early additions, like real early, like the beginning of the boil. I would be interested in trying that experiment myself, going in on 30 minutes instead of 60, and just compressing the hop schedule a little bit and see how that changes the flavor of a beer that I've brewed more than once. So it's good stuff. Well, I'll keep you guys posted too. I want to hear more about what you guys are doing with hops, and it seemed that for me is probably my weak link in brewing. That, and I would say yeast, as far as the different strains and how they impart. That's why I was really pumped to get on this this yeast experiment. Oh, which brings us up the final question, guys. SJ Pour and Hookie, if you guys are watching this, PM me your addresses so I can send these beers out in the next couple of weeks. All right, I guess that's it. That's all I have. Probably start brewing something next week again. I'm kind of getting low on my American Pale Ale. I'd like to play that one out again and do a slight tweak to it. So I guess that's it, guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.